Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be working on my 2000 Mustang GT with the 2-valve motor in it. So let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so just to give you a very small rundown on this car, we got it, it was knocking, we changed the crank, we changed the main bearings, we changed the connecting rod bearings, and the knock went away. Now we have an issue where we have about 3 to 4 cylinders that are just straight up missing, and I think based on the recommendations of my subscribers and the people that watch the video, that we have a valve issue. So I'm going to be pulling the passenger side valve cover, looking under it and spinning the motor by hand to see exactly what might be the issue. First thing I'm going to do is start it up and pull the injectors one by one again, just to make sure that I can single out which cylinder it is that's missing, so that when I pull the cover I can look directly at that cylinder and see if the valves or the cam or if anything is broken in that area. So there's nothing left to do but do it, so let's get into it. Alright, so from letting it run just now, I have a pretty good idea of which cylinders have an issue, and it got even more puzzling just now, which is making me feel like it's something to do with this intake manifold. But I'm still going to pull off this valve cover. It's the easiest one to get to. This is the hardest one because of all the brake stuff. But this back cylinder, I think this is number 8, when you unplug the injector, it doesn't change the tone of the motor, but when you unplug the coil for that cylinder, it does. When I check coils, there's only this cylinder that's actually not firing on this side, and there's 2 cylinders that's not working on the passenger side. So I won't check this one today because this valve fan cover is an extreme pain to take off and put on in the car. I'll pull off this cover, take the intake, cold air intake off, and take off this cover and roll the motor by hand, see if I can spot anything wrong with the 2 cylinders that are there. The actual 2 cylinders that are there are actually in the back, so it's these 2 back ones and then this forward one. So let's get to it. Alright, so I really can't tell what's going on by rolling the motor. Everything seems to be fine to me, which is pointing me in the direction that it might be a faulty coil or injector that's causing these misses. I'm going to start the motor for a brief second to see if I can see anything while the motor is started, anything out of whack or anything making any extra noise, and then we'll continue to diagnose from there. Alright guys, I don't know if you saw anything from starting it. The only thing that I could really say is this cap in the back here is letting out a good bit of oil. But valve wise, I mean, everything is pretty much tight. Everything is working the way it's supposed to work. So I'm not really sure what it could be that is causing the miss. I'm really puzzled right now. Alright guys, I think I finally figured out what's wrong with my 2000 Mustang GT. And it took me going back to watch an old video of when I first started this thing up. When this starts up now, it shakes and it moves and it just rocks. You can tell that it's missing. And guess what the difference is between when I first started this motor and as it's running now? The difference is I never had coolant in the radiator, which verifies my thought that this intake manifold or the gasket or something that's not right on this intake manifold, because like I said, this is the cheap Dorman brand intake manifold, and these are known for having vacuum leaks, coolant leaks, all type of different stuff, hard to get spark plugs out. The way we are going to test this theory that when the motor is dry it runs right is I'm going to pull the spark plug. There's 3 of them now that I've narrowed it down to. It's cylinder, I believe this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this would be 6, 3, and 4. So 6, 3, and 4 are the ones that's giving us the issue. So I'm going to try my best to pull those spark plugs, because that's another issue with this intake manifold, that it's hard to get spark plugs out with this manifold. But I'm going to do my best to pull those spark plugs out and look to see if they are wet in any kind of way, and also try to get one of the good spark plugs out for a comparison. And if those spark plugs come out wet or damaged in any kind of way, it's definitely this intake manifold, and we need to get this bad boy off the car. So only thing left to do is pull those spark plugs so that I can know for sure what's going on with the motor, or find out if there's any water in any of my on any of my coil unplug boots or anything like that that might be causing a spark issue, and we should be good to go. Now I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let me see if you guys can see this. There is, oh man, I don't know if you guys can see that. Back it up a bit. Just know there is moisture on the 2 coils. There's water or coolant on the 2 coils in the back on the passenger side cylinders. So hopefully that means that when I pull these spark plugs, there'll be water down in there or something like that, and this intake manifold or the gasket for the intake manifold just needs to change. I've never been more excited to find water on my spark plugs. This is one of those plugs that was in the most back cylinder, number 4, and this is completely wet with coolant. So I know for sure now that this intake manifold is the absolute problem, and I need to get rid of this thing as soon as possible. Alright, so finally, to say the least, I figured out and narrowed everything down. I hope you guys heard it just now. There's no ticking, no banging, no any noise anymore now that I leaked out all the coolant and water onto the ground, and the motor ran dry. This intake manifold is causing a lot of issues. This needs to get out of here, and hopefully when I put in either a new one or a used factory PI head manifold, all of our problems will be resolved. So that is exactly how I figured out why this motor is missing. I hope you guys see why I was dogging that Dorman intake manifold for the longest. That thing is just absolute garbage. I'm super excited that we actually figured out that we just need to change this intake manifold, or at least that might not be all the issues with the vehicle, but that's a step in the right direction to just get rid of that cheap thing and probably buy a factory PI intake manifold from Ford or from somewhere reputable where we know that that intake manifold is going to work. But thank you guys that suggested checking the timing, checking the valves, checking all that stuff, and I actually did that. This manifold is definitely the root of all of our problems for right now. I'm gonna swap that out when I get the next chance, and we're gonna see how far, how improved the motor runs once I've already changed that. But I had to drain the coolant, I had to take that valve cover off, I had to pull the spark plugs and find water on them. There's a lot of stuff that was causing this engine to run rough, and it's due to that intake manifold. But thank you guys so much that actually commented and tried to help me out figuring out what's going on with this thing. I really do appreciate you guys. When you heard this thing run just now, the only thing that I heard while it was running dry was the exhaust. And all of the pinging and the weird little knocking noise that we were hearing, everything has completely gone away now. Now that it's dry and there was no coolant in the cylinder. So that's very good that we didn't damage the motor. Like I said, we're going to put a intake manifold on this thing that we know is working properly and go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.